Listen closely. Truly listen. The journey you are on, the journey of your life, your purpose, your soul, is not, and has never been, a popularity contest. You are not here to satisfy every critic, to heal every misplaced judgment, or to cater to every passing expectation. You're not here for approval. You are here to fulfill a destiny placed inside you by a force greater than the noisy, temporary opinions of man. The world, my friend, is going to judge you. Always. You could be a saint, a genius, or a selfless martyr, and still, they will find the flaw in your halo, the crack in your brilliance, or the selfishness in your sacrifice. You could choose to do nothing and be judged for your idleness, or you could change the world and be judged for your ambition. The verdict is already in. And if you doubt this, what does the greatest story ever told teach us? The Bible reveals that even the very Son of God, pure, perfect, and loving, was not just judged but despised, ignored, and betrayed by his own. So, I must ask you, why do you care so much what they think of you? Today, we are going to expose a truth that has been hidden in plain sight, practiced by emperors, prophets, and military strategists alike. You are about to discover that ignoring the noise is not an act of arrogance, apathy, or avoidance. It is the most profound act of strategic power, spiritual self-defense, and inner sovereignty you possess. We will unlock the secrets of Jesus, who transformed silence into a weapon of authority. Machiavelli, who showed that indifference is the ultimate tactical maneuver. Marcus Aurelius, who proved that letting go of the uncontrollable is the true path to peace. By the end of this journey, your relationship with criticism, judgment, and emotional manipulation will change forever. You will learn the art of calling the ego's bluff. You will learn to observe, to be still, and to let your silence scream louder than any defense you could ever offer. This is not a mess. Age about running away. This is a manual for remaining firmly planted in your purpose while the world roars past you. Lesson 1. Jesus and the silence before the judgment, the power of non-response. Scene, an illustration or gentle visual of a quiet, strong figure standing amidst a tumultuous crowd. Speaker. Our first lesson is found in the most critical moment of human history. Matthew 27, verse 14. But Jesus made no reply, not even to a single charge, to the great astonishment of the governor. Imagine the scene. Visualize it with me in vivid, painful detail. The Son of God, the only truly innocent being, stands before Pontius Pilate, the supreme earthly authority. He is surrounded not by fans or followers, but by a ravenous, baying mob demanding his execution. They have beaten him. They have spit upon him. They have humiliated him. The religious leaders, who loathe him out of jealousy and fear, are screaming manufactured accusations. Pilate, the powerful Roman, interrogates him repeatedly, looking for an excuse, a flicker of defense, a single word to break the tension. And yet, Jesus says nothing. Silence. Not a single, self-justifying word. Not one plea to defend his life, his miracles, or his divine mission. Not a single rebuttal to clean his name. Why? Why would the man who spoke the universe into existence, the man who preached profound truth in parables, suddenly choose absolute, profound stillness when everything was on the line? Because Jesus understood a truth that we spend our entire lives trying to grasp. He who knows his purpose does not beg for comprehension from those who live in ignorance. He did not remain silent out of fear or weakness. He remained silent out of power. There is an authority that emanates from a tranquil soul that is infinitely greater than the desperate shriek of someone scrambling for validation. To respond to the noise is to accept the premise of the accusation. To reply is to step off your throne of self-knowledge and walk onto the field of the accuser, where they set the rules of engagement. Jesus, in his stillness, declared that the entire spectacle, the false charges, the mob, even Pilate's authority, was utterly irrelevant to the truth of who he was. The reflection, the unjust trial of Clara. Scene, a woman in her late 30s, Clara, is shown sitting alone in her car, head down. Flashbacks of her sacrificing for her family are shown. Perhaps you, like Clara, have been judged unfairly. Perhaps you gave everything you had for someone, a spouse, a friend, a family member, and they still spoke ill of you. Perhaps you were rejected by those you swore to always protect. And when you needed them to stand up for you, they went silent, leaving you alone. In those moments, you want to explain? You spend nights weeping into your pillow, shouting at the ceiling, asking, "Why is this happening to me? All I wanted was to do good." Clara, a hardworking woman who sacrificed her own dreams to support her family, eventually needed support herself. Her sister criticized her. Her partner called her selfish for taking time for herself. Her friends began whispering and inventing lies. Clara felt the desperate urge to explain, to apologize for things she never did, just to maintain the peace. One day, after a deep cry in her car before her shift, a moment of absolute, unseen brokenness, she realized the lesson of the master. Not everyone deserves a response. Not everyone deserves my energy. In that moment, Clara decided to go silent. She ignored the manipulative messages. She closed the door to the baseless criticism. She started speaking only with God, the one who saw her heart, not the drama. Scene shifts back to the speaker, standing resolute. Speaker. And what happened? Her peace returned. The miracle was not in the words she desperately wanted to say, but in the ones she chose to hold back. The silence of Jesus was not cowardice. It was a statement of faith. It was a demonstration of resistance. When you refuse to respond, you are saying, "My soul is governed by a higher power, and my attention is not available to your chaos." Remember the scene. Jesus was silent, and that silence was more powerful than 1,000 words of defense. When they judge you, when they attack you, do not sink to their level. Do not explain. Be silent, and let your God fight for you. Lesson 2. Machiavelli and the Strategy of Indifference. The Art of Not Reacting. Scene. Transition to visuals of old manuscripts and strategic chess pieces. The tone becomes more pragmatic. Speaker. We now turn to a very different kind of master, Niccolò Machiavelli. His insights, often misunderstood as purely cruel, were simply brutally realistic. Machiavelli. A wise prince ought to learn how to be not good, and to use that and not use it according to the necessity of the case. Machiavelli understood that the person who wants to succeed, who wants to advance, must learn to be strategic. He taught that you must learn not to react to every blow. Why? Because in a world saturated with false intentions, masks, and self-interest, naive goodness becomes a primary target. Machiavelli's core teaching on this matter is profound. Ignoring is not a lack of heart. It is a calculated strategy. Think about the dynamics of manipulation. How many times have you been emotionally drained, dragged down, or forced to grovel by someone who did not deserve your time? How many times did you wait for an apology that never arrived? How many times did you break yourself just to maintain a relationship, a job, or a friendship? And what was your reward? Silence. Indifference. Betrayal to it is a harsh truth, but many of the people around you do not want to see you heal. They want to see you need them. They want you to chase their approval. They want you to keep explaining yourself, weeping for their validation. The trap of the ego and the manipulator. This is the poison. Every time you respond with pain, with Ange.